Right, welcome everyone. I was just mentioning as we were getting started here that here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're at that midsummer point. And for most of us, that means our gardens or all of the gardens around us are in full bloom. The plants are tall, the flowers are blossoming, some fruits are coming in or they're about to come in. Some of us are even considering what to plant for a fall harvest, which is sort of shocking to think about, but it's getting to be time between now and next month. So with all of that energy in mind, I thought we would spend this session sharing gardens. And I know a lot of us garden, so we sent out an invitation to receive community garden photos. So we'll get to see quite a few, and we'll receive the transmissions of everyone's lovely gardens. So I'll share just a bit of information and some slides, and then we'll just enjoy garden photos. I'll share my screen. Okay, can everyone see that?
Beautiful.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we will start with Dr. Pong's 8 verses, and that will help just remind us of our Mingjue state and bring us here into this present moment, even more than we already are. So find your Qigong posture. Feel your lower body and your feet rooted to the earth. Allow the spine to straighten, the chin to gently tuck, shoulders roll, and the crown of the head lifts up to the sky. Head touches sky. Feet stand on earth. Body relaxes and the mind expands. Be respectful and quiet. Mind is clear and appearance is humble. No distracting thoughts. Mind expands into infinite space. Feel the mind shining into the body, deeply and inwardly. Entire body is harmonized with qi. Harmonized with qi. Harmonized with qi. People have been gardening for over 10,000 years. So the field of the garden goes back so far. And with people all over the world, we've been connecting to plants in our private spaces, our public spaces. And generally, well, the word garden comes from Middle English garden, with an I instead of an E, and it's borrowed from Anglo-French and traces back to Germanic roots, and it means enclosure or fenced area. And generally, this fenced or enclosed area is set apart for growing and tending edible, medicinal, or ornamental plants. So this would be a space that's sort of separated and protected and special in that way, because it's this space outside of space that we lovingly give attention to, and it provides food, shade, beauty, sanctuary. And gardens often exist next to a home, as is pictured here, or other high occupancy area. So a school or maybe a hospital, anywhere where people spend a lot of time, you often find gardens. And gardens also exist in public spaces, as we all know. They're often designed for enjoying ornamental plants, as we see here, and for recreating. And I'm sure all of us have embodied experiences of beautiful public gardens. And gardens come in an endless variety of styles, and they are shaped by culture, climate, purpose, and personal taste. It seems to me that there are as many gardens or even more garden varieties as there are people. And here are just a few listed common garden styles, and I'm sure we're all familiar with these. I won't read them, but you just kind of scan them. And this photo here in the slide, it's actually our garden with the moon. And one of the most precious things to me about gardens is that they are, unless it's an indoor garden, which is on this list, but an outdoor garden is bathed in the elements all the time. Moonlight in this photo's case, the wind, the rain, the sun, the air, all of the insects, and animals. And when I gaze at the garden, I don't know, I feel the transmission of it connecting with everything beneath, around, above. And gardens have long been portals to a deeper understanding of who we are. They symbolize the cycles of life, birth, death, and rebirth. They reflect the process of planting intentions, nurturing them, and watching them bloom. In this process of planting intentions, gardens teach patience, resilience, and trust in natural timing. Gardens offer a sacred space to connect with the earth and higher consciousness. They encourage mindfulness and presence. Gardens also illustrate the interconnectedness of all living things. They provide a tranquil setting for inner peace, contemplation, prayer, healing, and grounding. Gardens also represent prosperity, nourishment, and the rewards of care and intention. Gardens teach and model acceptance of change and the beauty of impermanence, allowing us to practice embracing and letting go. Gardens also foster community through shared experiences of cooperation, co-creation, generosity, and the joy of collective growth. And this photo is from the back of our garden. It just reminds me a little bit of a secret garden or a hidden, I don't know, like a hidden view into that special space of the garden. And here I'm going to share Pete Seeger's garden song. So I invite you to move if it calls to you, or just gently let the music and the words and the spirit wash through you.
Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. Gonna mulch it deep and low, gonna make it fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, please bless these seeds I sow. Please keep them safe below till the rains come tumbling down. Pulling weeds, picking stones, we are made of dreams and bones. Need a spot to call my own, for the time is close at hand. Grain for grain, sun and rain, find my way in nature's chain. Tune my body and my brain to the music of the land. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. Gonna mulch it deep and low, gonna make it fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, please bless these seeds I sow. Please keep them safe below till the rains come tumbling down. Plant your rows short or long, seasoned with a cheerful song. Mother Earth will make you strong if you give her loving care. Old crow watching from a tree got his hungry eye on me. In my garden I'm as free as that feathered thief up there. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. Gonna mulch it deep and low, gonna make it fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, please bless these seeds I sow. Please keep them safe below till the rain come tumbling down.
I love that song because the words, they remind me so much of our practice, inch by inch, row by row, even the mulching deep and low, putting our presence, our Mingjue, into this life that we're living, Mingjue in daily life. It feels like we're building this garden, and we put our intentions there, we let them go, and we let nature, we let everything that interacts with the garden work through us with our practice. And this song just reminds me of that because a lot of it is pulling weeds, picking stones. And we're made of dreams, we're made of the invisible, we're made of bones, we're made of material, it's all of it. Even this neatest spot to call my own, practice has that. It's this spot that we call our own. It's this place that we go to, and we work through things, we process, we do that spiral dance of things. And I don't know, I just love the fun of this song and how it overlays with practice. And now we begin the beautiful garden photos from our community members. And I invite you to soften and allow Mingjue to continue holding this space and receiving the beauty and the tender care of these gardens and all of the intentions that flow and grow and release. And this is Irene's garden. Here's Alma's garden. Here's Angie's garden. Here's Steph's garden at Smith Mountain Lake. Here, Megan's garden. Here's Megan's garden. Here we have Robin and Craig's garden. And I'm sure you're doing this already, but each photo has all of these nooks and crannies of different hidden places, beautiful places. You see houses peeking out and the mix of, I don't know, just everything that gardens hold. Now we're in Suan's garden. This is from Teacher Wei's recent China retreat. And this is more of a public garden space. And this is the last photo in the slideshow, so I'll stop the share now. Thank you all for enjoying that time, just absorbing those gardens. I've looked through the photos multiple times and I don't know, they're always so powerful. So thank you for everyone who shared. Um, and thank you for being here now. Thank you. Oh, we can see one of the photos as Irene's photo. um, if anyone has anything that wants to be shared, please do.
Thanks, Elizabeth. I imagine, just like everyone else, am just vibrating. Yeah, it's really powerful. I I just wanted to share, my personal garden is small and humble, but it is over the years become so me. And every year more and more, this year it's just so clear. I can see a direct mapping from like my internal garden, right? And our bodies, my body and that garden. And it's so literal and direct.
Mhm.
And it's been fun this year. One of my projects has been to, you know, weeds are just plants that are growing in the wrong places. However, there is this particular grass that grows in my yard that is really fascinating. It like is very opportunistic, and so it like creeps in and grows like at the root base of another plant, and then it like spiders out and becomes this big, huge thing, or it like hides. Like the plants that grow in the early spring and then duck out, it kind of silently grows underneath them. And then the second it ducks out, it just takes over. And every year my garden has become very inundated with it. And I've, accepted it and done all of our Qigong work with it, right? But this year I got on top of it because, well, anyway, long story short, I had a windfall of wood chips after our neighbors had to cut their gorgeous grandmother cedar tree down. So I covered all the places it normally grows with wood chips. And this year, my particular like spiritual garden project has been to address that grass. And it's been um, really cool how I can see it directly mapping to like what we're working on in class, like just picking out those little bad habits, the like, you know, those things that interrupt direct expression of love and those little, those self-doubts. I mean, really, the grass is sort of like, it's like a bit of a cancer, right? Like it would just really, it would just like suffocate everything in the garden. And it's been really cool to have that like physical representation for me of like every time I find I've gotten like eagle eyes about the grass, and every time I find one, I mean I pull it in thankfulness and with love, and it feels so good to like feel like I have the ability to see these patterns, this grass, this whatever it is, and I have the power to remove it, and then I don't have to deal with it anymore. And I don't know, it's just been really empowering. So Just wanted to share that with all of you gardeners out there. That it can be fun. If you don't know what's going on inside of you, just walk out into your garden and it might show you. Yeah. Anyway, hello. Thanks.
Oh, wow. It does feel like it maps everything. All of all of the little niggling things that we haven't uprooted yet, and our mantra, like all of it, it does, it maps all of it simultaneously. You can just look at this one little area and you see the grass that's snuck up, and then this area you see the flowers in bloom or the vegetables fruiting or whatever it is. It's really powerful that way, yeah. If you're stuck or just walk outside and start gazing. It actually makes me really happy too that Teacher Wei added Mingjue acceptance. I am Mingjue acceptance. So I feel like gardens have that so much too, just like our lives and just like our practice. But it's so visceral there, like you were saying, Megan. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, not a metaphor.
Yeah, it's not a metaphor. You go out there and you put your hands in it and you smell it. You see, yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly.
Out loud. Thank you.
Ella. Well, my garden, I love flowers. I just adore flowers, and my flowers self-seed. So I have kind of a similar problem, but it's fun. But in the vegetable garden, all the flowers start to grow, and over the years, I'm slowly letting more of the vegetables have the space because that's really what they're there for. But I have a terrible time pulling out flowers. But like calendulas, I'd have 500 calendula plants in the garden if I didn't thin them. And I have so many sunflowers this year because I started some and then one raised bed came up with like 100 sunflowers. I found homes for some of them, but I had to compost some of them. But it's like, thank you, but I can't use 100 sunflowers. So I have this, sometimes I just laugh when I go out there. The other day, I actually had to pull a couple of larger flowers because they were just totally taking over the vegetable that's supposed to grow there. But I just get such a kick out of having them together and sort of allowing, but you can't totally take over that picture of the nasturtium. I mean, it's huge now. But I got clubroot in my broccoli, so there's really nothing in the rest of that bed. But I just did find out that you can buy clubroot resistant broccoli seed. So next year I start my own broccoli because I had these huge, gorgeous plants and then they just went like this and died. So, there's life and death. There's the things that work in the garden. There's the things that don't. And, I have such incredible abundance. And even since those pictures I sold, I'm looking out the window and one of the arches now is totally covered over the top. And I swear I only took that picture 4 or 5 days ago. So I love our garden. It's just my happy, happy place.
Your gardens are beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's true, you have a plant, it's like, oh, doing well, and then it's not. And that's where the practice. Yeah. And what works this year may or may not work the following year. So it really helps us stay with that flexibility and impermanence. It's like, we can't get too attached, or, there's no point really.
And acceptance. The garden is what the garden is. I had something else that didn't terminate, and it's like, Allah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the best place to practice. Thank you, Robin. Hola, hola. Mm.
I love how generous the gardens are. Robin, you were saying, 100 sunflowers. I feel like I really understood the truth of abundance, like complete abundance instead of scarcity through gardening. Because when you're a gardener, like all of a sudden, all these things that you might pay a ton for at the garden shop are free because your garden friends have too many of everything. So, yeah, super generous.
Yep, and then all of the random volunteers, like I just noticed a basil growing behind the compost, and I'm like, how did you get there? I have no idea. But there it is, thriving. So yeah. Mm. Yes, one.
Yeah, I want two things. I really want to thank you for playing Pete Seeger's because it brought me back to my 25 or 30 years of singing that song with little children and having it in their final show of the year, acting it out. And, it's just, it just brought me back into that joyful return to child place. So thank you. And as you were talking about volunteers, this year was the first year I had 2 sets of volunteers, which gave me like 20 plants of each, 20 fennels and 20 dill. And then a friend of mine who moved out of a rental and is gutting her own little cabin that she's going to turn into a year-round home. And she had these big black plastic buckets with all kinds of kale in it. And I couldn't manage it. I had all my own stuff, and it was out by the side of the garden, by the garage. And I used to have a garden out there. And last year I cut a whole lot of trees. And so this year my gardens are so abundant compared to the last few years because they're getting enough sun. And that just makes my heart sing. Well, her kale gave me like 50 volunteers of kale. So I'm giving kale to everyone. So yeah, it's fun. It's like I'm loving all those 50 kale. It's like I don't have to worry about, like Megan said, I don't have to go pay $5 for a little bunch of kale at the farmer's market this summer. So anyhow, yeah, it's really yeah, it's a joy. So thank you for, putting this all together. It's just, I was just mesmerized and in such a state of love as you showed all the gardens tonight. It was just really beautiful. So thank you. Allah.
Allah. Yep, Allah for that abundance. Yeah.
Pete Seeger's the greatest. It's kind of funny. We actually came across that song, her and I, independently this week because, well, so she is putting together this garden presentation, was looking for an appropriate song, and she found this Pete Seeger version. And there's actually many versions of that folk song out there, but Pete Seeger's is particularly good.
He adds the mulch it deep and low instead of have a rake and hoe. And I'm like, yes, even if you don't have, and the other one says fertile ground, you don't have to have fertile ground. You build it. So yeah, I couldn't not use his.
It was great. Yeah. So it's just really cool. It's just very fortuitous. And then we had also seen that it was kind of, we had already kind of picked that song for the presentation. Then we happened to watch this, there's like a biopic for Bob Dylan, like the early years of Bob Dylan. That's out called Complete Unknown. And Edward Norton plays Pete Seeger in there, and so there's a little bit of exposure there as well. So it's just kind of a weird week. Us and Pete Seeger this week was a thing.
A lot of Pete Seeger playing here.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's a beautiful song. Yeah, it's really powerful. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Allah.
I just wanted to thank you for sharing everybody's garden. This is the first year that I can remember that we have not been able to have a garden. And we really, really miss it. Our garden was coming to life when we moved at the end of May. And now on our deck where we could have flowers spread out, they're all cramped together in one corner with our Tyler's saw out there and stacks of his stuff. So next year maybe, but thank you so much for sharing the gardens.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I still feel like a total amateur gardener too. We've only been doing it,
We
you know,
are.
since
Yeah.
we moved here to Missouri, and like I put up these, you know, wooden garden beds, and because everything, like the soil here in Missouri is super rocky, so it's hard to grow anything in the ground except for what just randomly wants to grow, which is like every weed known to man. But like the garden beds, I wasn't expecting much. I was like, yeah, I'll plant some seeds. I'll be surprised if anything comes up because I don't know what I'm doing. But sure enough, like you put seeds in the ground, you give it some water, things just like start plopping up all over the place. Like I've been pleasantly surprised, you know. And it was really funny. We had a delivery here because we ordered like a whole bunch of stuff from Menards, bags of mulch and like all kinds of stuff. And like the guy who dropped it off is like, "Well, you must be a green thumb." I was like, "Yeah, that's it. Yep, someday maybe." I don't feel like it yet, but
Well, how long? And how long to Karen and Gary's previous gardens and all the gardens to come.
all the gardens.
And the deck garden with construction equipment. I'm very familiar with that. You get both. You get the garden with the outdoor project stuff. That's such a common. Yeah, it's like you just hold both at once. Yeah, thank you. How long? How long? Hmm. Well, is there anything else that wants to be shared?
One more little thing again, thank you so much for the Pete Seeger song, for that particular song, and also just it just evokes so many memories in me. I mean, I just grew up with Pete Seeger, and so you know, my father's been gone since I was 14, and just it brings back the memories of him singing Pete Seeger songs and listening to Pete Seeger and our family campouts, and so that was an extra added gem. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Allah, Robin and her dad. Allah.
I wanted to say that I really enjoyed the beautiful colors. Y'all have some flowers I have absolutely never seen before or never seen grow here. Most of the flowers around here, I mean, some roses will grow and stuff, but not during the heat of the summer. But more oranges and yellows, I think, than anything else. Seeing a whole landscape of white, of different types of white, or those really great big pink things in the beginning, whatever they are. I mean, they were just gorgeous. So thank you for that. It was really beautiful. So.
Thank you, Cecile. Yeah, the colors are stunning. They just, I think it was Suwan who said it was mesmerizing. It really is. You just, yeah, the colors and the shadow and the light. I mean, the whole experience. So thank you. Allah. Allah. Anyone else? Or anyone that wants to be brought into the field or anything?
I would like to bring in Ben's mom, Wendy. It's her birthday today, and she has a beautiful garden in Illinois. So bringing her in her garden. Also healing intentions for Perry, our friend Perry, and my friend Oshala, and my friend Ani, that their internal gardens are nourished and tended and brought into balance. Allah.
Thank you. We can maybe expand that to all of our internal gardens. Thank you. All right. Well, unless there's anything else that wants to be verbalized, we'll just trust that everything is in the field that needs and wants to be there. Right. Then I invite us all to find our comfortable posture, moving with awareness and gentleness. choosing to sit or stand or lay down, whatever feels good to you now. And once you find your comfortable posture, just take a few breaths as you sink in. You allow your eyes to softly close. And invite yourself to imagine a garden that resonates with you right now. It could be a garden you've been to or a garden in your imagination. Just invite it into your awareness. And feel your body in that garden. Feel yourself rooted to the floor of the garden, feeling your sits bones, your whole lower body, your feet, connecting to that garden's earth. Maybe it's cool compared to the hot air. Maybe it's damp from fresh rain. Just see what's there and allow yourself to sink into that earth. Sighing into it. Letting the earth hold you. Hold all of your concerns. And relaxing. And the spine straightens, lifting up to the tree branches or the tall plants of the garden. And the crown of the head reaches to the sky. That nourishing sky. Maybe the sun is out, or rain clouds, or even a moon bathes the crown of the head, bathes you in the garden. And as you rest in this garden space, present and embodied, feel the Mingjue mantra. Allow the garden to vibrate the mantra as it flows into the body. I am Mingjue love. I am Mingjue peace. I am Mingjue happiness. I am Mingjue gratitude. And I am Mingjue acceptance. And feel your awareness of the mantra, of the garden, of your consciousness, and invite it to flow into the center of the head, gently and wholly, bringing the awareness to the center of the head. Mm. Mm. Feeling that peaceful awareness flow through the center of the head, softening, dissolving any thoughts, any worries. Feeling that quiet radiate through the entire head inner space. And emptying as it merges into the universe chi. And feeling this peaceful awareness flowing from the head inner space down through the neck, the shoulders, the arms and hands to rest in the chest inner space. Taking a few deep breaths, savoring the in and the out breath. Allowing that peaceful awareness to bring its unconditional love into the chest. Observing the heart. And feeling this pure baby heart opening and connecting. Connecting to all the pure baby hearts in this field, in our communities. Merging together in the collective consciousness field as one pure baby heart. And that peaceful awareness permeates the entire chest inner space, all the tissues, all the organs, radiating. And that peaceful awareness focused around the heart and the lungs flows down into the solar plexus, into the Hunyuan Palace, allowing that peaceful awareness to harmonize the organs, their functions, their memories. Held in this loving gaze. And this presence, this awareness flows beneath the solar plexus into the lower abdomen, allowing its gaze to illuminate all of the spaces, all of the cells, everything that's present. And feeling that peaceful awareness flow into what is, embracing it just as it is. Nothing to do, nothing to change. Just seeing it, loving. And we feel all of our organs, all of the spaces along the central channel, lengthening and opening, bringing the harmony of peaceful awareness, inviting all blockages to dissolve as we open and merge into the universe chi. We connect with the lower body, feeling the peaceful awareness flowing through the hips, the legs, and the feet. Also releasing any blockages there. And feeling the spaces open, the tissues open, and merge into the universe. When we observe ourselves in our entirety, our chi entirety, the entirety of our peaceful awareness. We feel this harmony of the wholeness. Our entirety is illuminated. We feel any blockages, any bits of grass buried beneath the surface. We feel them, we see them. And we allow this peaceful awareness, our Mingjue unconditional love, to gaze upon them and invite them to dissolve, to melt and to merge into the universe chi. Shu. In this place of dissolving and merging together, we are Mingjue love. We are Mingjue peace. We are Mingjue joy. We are Mingjue gratitude. And we are Mingjue acceptance. And we feel this mantra vibrate inside our chi bodies, vibrating all boundaries loose and resonating the power of the mantra. And checking in and seeing if you want to stay with this resonance and just fade off of the call and end the practice whenever feels good. Otherwise, invite the resonance, invite the embodiment, the power of our lived experiences and gardens, invite it into the body, into the feet, into the navel, into the heart, into the head. And feeling the breath merge and unify this resonance. Knowing that this experience of the healing field flows into our night, into our days, into our lives. Go ahead and stack the hands, palm over the navel. And we give our deep gratitude to our teachers, Dr. Peng, Teacher Wei, to all healers, all sages, and all the plants, all the gardens, all the growers. Thank you. Haola, haola. And when you're ready, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, move your body, and slowly open your eyes when you're ready. Thank you, everyone. Haola.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Thank you. And everybody for all your beautiful photos.
Thank you.
Paula.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Elizabeth and Alex.
Thank
Aloha.
you.
Paula.
Midsummer.
Enjoy the rest of the summer.
That's long. Oh, thanks, Steph.
Good night.
Good night.
Everyone sleep well.